Okay, it's just me and William today. William's there with a thumbs up. I know he's there. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to be on page 151 in grammar today. So go to 151. By the way, we're done practicing for the test, and I think that's where Lacey and Camila are today. So you guys got this. Yep. And then we're going to move on. So today we're going to get back into our regular stuff in our books. We're done with the practice. And William, did you already finish your test? I was trying to remember if you finished it yet or you still have more to do on it. Okay, I see another thumbs up. I think that means you finished, so that's good. Okay, page 151 is review. We're going to talk about the adverb clause. You guys already know about these. It's the WWW word. So we're just going to do a little practice with it and a little review to make sure you remember what it is. So an adverb clause is a group of words that begins with a WWW word and contains a subject and a verb. An adverb clause must be added to a sentence that is already complete. So it says, what is the adverb clause pattern? Well, it's really, we're just going to talk about it. You don't have to write this down, but it's the WWW word, the Asia word, plus a subject plus a verb. And let me just remind you that there's a difference between clauses and phrases. And we've talked a lot about this. Hi, William. I see you now. So clauses do have the subject verb pair and phrases do not. They don't have the verb. So it's a WWW word plus a subject plus a verb. And then it says, what are the WWW words? So William, since you're the only one here today, do you know what all the www.asia.b words are? See if you can say them.
When, while, where, as
Yeah.
since, if, although,
Yes. And the B is
because.
yes. Good. You got it. When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. Your speaker is really quiet, but I got you all the way turned up, so I can barely hear you. Do you have a microphone on your headset? Is that what you have right there? Oh, it's just on the computer. Like you have to lean forward to say something. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, just try to speak up if you can so that we can hear you, or at least I can hear you. And then it says, why is this an adverb clause? Because the cat hissed. Can you explain why that is an adverb clause?
uh, because.
It has because, and it has a subject verb pair, right? Remember, that's the pattern. It has to have the Asia word. And then it also has to have a subject, cat, and the verb hissed. So that one is correct. How about this? Why is this not an adverb clause? Because of the cat's hiss. Do you know why that one's not an adverb clause?
Because it's an infinitive.
Did you say infinitive? No, that would be like to something. That's an infinitive. There's no to here. But the reason is because it has of, because of. Remember, when you use of, it changes it to a prepositional phrase because of. And then we also don't have any verbs here because hiss, it's saying cats hiss, like the hiss belongs to the cat. So that makes it a noun instead of a verb. So this is not an adverb clause because, first of all, it doesn't even have a WWW word. It has because of, which is a preposition, and there's no verb. All right, and then down here, they want you to add adverb clauses to complete the paragraph. So these all need to be adverb clauses. So, and remember, clauses, the adverb clause has to have an Asia word plus a subject verb. So like this first one says, the two mice decided to take a walk around the garden since there's your Asia word. And now you need another subject verb here. So what do you think? How could we complete this sentence? The two mice decided to take a walk around the garden since it was sunny, or since they were bored, or since they were hungry. What could we say here after since? Which one do you like? Or do you have a different one?
Since the fruits were ripe.
Say it one more time.
Since the fruits were ripe.
For some reason, I still can't hear you. Can you, where's your microphone anyway? Is it on the computer? Is it part of your laptop? Or do you have a separate microphone? Or do you know where it is? You don't know. Okay. Just try to say it a little louder. What did you say? Since what?
Since the fruits were ripe.
Maybe put it in the chat. I can't hear you at all. I'm going to see if maybe your parents can get you a headset that has a microphone on it. Then I can actually hear you better. Oh, here comes Olivia. Yay. Hi, Olivia. I see you there logging in. We're on page 151. William's putting something in the chat. Did you put it in there? Or he's still working on it. There you are. Good morning. Since the fruits were ripe. Good. I like it. So we can write that. We're on page 151. The fruits were ripe. And then you have, although blank, Johnny looked forward to the walk. So what about that one, William? Can you put something in the chat for that? Although blank, we need another subject verb here. Johnny looked forward to the walk. So what we're doing, Camila, while he's typing that, because I can't hear William, his microphone is really bad today. So what we're doing is filling in the blanks here with adverb clauses. So they give you like the Asia word, and then we have to finish the rest of that clause. Okay, so he says, although it was raining. Good. I like that one. So remember, adverb clauses need to have subject verb pair in them. Okay, so I'll see if you could do the next one, Camila. The mice sang while blank. So we have the Asia word while. We just need another subject verb pair here. So the mice sang while the cat ran by or something, or the mice sang while the something. What else happened here? You can unmute and say it. You don't have to put it in the chat if you think of something. The mice sang while the cat meowed, or the dog barked, or the thunder crashed.
While the birds chirped.
Oh, I like it. While the birds, I like that. That's a good one. Chirped. I don't think I spelled that right. Hold on. Let me see. CHIRP. Is it two P's? Chirped. How do we spell chirped? That's a weird word. Let me check. You guys know my spelling is not fantastic, so sometimes I have to check. It's just a ED. Chirped. Okay. Then we have one more. When, William, you could put another one in the chat. When blank, the mice became scared. When what? Subject verb here. When blank, the mice became scared, like when the cat came in, or the thunder crashed or clapped, or when the dog ran in. He's typing. See what he says. And then the last one's for you, Camila, if you could think of one. Oh, and the cat hissed. Yes. I like that. And then what about the last one that says a horn honked and tires squealed because blank? Because hmm.
The vehicle came to an immediate stop.
Okay. Because the vehicle came to an immediate stop. That's a good one. I'm out of room, but we'll just, oops, immediate stop. So it says now the two mice decided to take a walk around the garden since the fruits were ripe. Although it was raining, Johnny looked forward to the walk. The mice sang while the birds chirped. When the cat hissed, the mice became scared. A horn honked and tires squealed because the vehicle came to an immediate stop. Very good. See how that just adds a lot to our writing. That's why we use these in our dress ups. It really adds a lot of detail and it makes the story more interesting to read. So, good reason to use these. All right, let's turn the page to the practice page. And then Camila, go ahead and read the sentence today, page 153.
Timmy exclaimed, "Five cats are horrendous. You're invited to stay through the spring and summer if you'd like."
Nice. I like your reading. That was really good. Horrendous means horrible or awful. So these cats, obviously cats and mice don't really get along too well. Shockingly dreadful. Put a check there. And by the way, horrendous is an adjective. It's describing the cats. So keep that in mind when you're looking for stuff. So the first one is one article. Go ahead and find that one by yourself. And then, William, what are the nouns? Go ahead and try to say them in the microphone. You'll have to lean forward a little bit.
Timmy,
Okay, Timmy.
Timmy, cats,
Good.
spring, summer.
And spring and summer. Good. I heard that. Good job. Okay. And then pronouns, Camila?
Your,
Yes, the you actually, you know what? Let's talk about this real quick. It's the wrong one. Did you notice that? You're invited. It should be you are invited.
that's why it looked weird.
Do you know how to spell it the right way?
YOU_RE.
Yes, apostrophe REYOU. And then you're right. The you in your with the apostrophe is a pronoun. And then where's the other pronoun?
The you and you'd.
The you and you'd. Very good. And this one needs an apostrophe too, huh? Do you know where it goes?
In between the U and D.
Perfect. Very good. Because that's another contraction. You would, so it's you'd. Nice. The adjectives, William?
Horrendous.
Horrendous is one.
Five.
What is it?
Five.
And five. But we have to spell out this word five because it's a number and you can express it in one word. So we're going to put FIVE and then adjective above that. Good. What about the coordinating conjunction, Camila?
And.
Good. And then we'll come back to the prepositional phrases in a minute. What about the adverb clause, William?
If you'd like.
If you'd like. Yep, I heard that. If you'd like. And then, Camila, how about the subject verb pairs? Maybe you could do both of them that go together. Or you could start with verbs if that's easier.
Exclaimed.
Good,
Invited.
good.
Through.
Not through, that's going to be a preposition.
Like.
Yes. And then there's some helping verbs in here too, like linking and helping verbs.
Are.
Good. Are is one. There's two more.
The are in you and your.
Good. Right here, the RE. Yep. For are. One more.
The D and you'd.
Yes. Good. And I'm glad you didn't say stay, because sometimes that can be a verb, but since it has to next to it, it's an infinitive. So that's not going to be functioning as a verb here, to stay.
I was about to say it and then I realized it was the two.
Good, Camila. Good job. Okay, so now we have, where is the prepositional phrase, William?
Through the spring and summer.
Through the spring and summer. Yes, I heard that. And then the opener, Camila. Oh, wait, we forgot subjects, huh? What are the subjects, Camila? Like who's doing all these verbs?
Timmy.
Timmy, good.
You, the you and your.
Yep, that's right.
The you and you'd.
Yes. And then there's one more next to the verb are.
Cats.
Yes, the cats. Good. So you've got Timmy exclaimed, cats are, you are invited, and then you would like. Those go together. Did we already? I guess I already checked that. Okay. And then the opener, William, what kind of an opener is it?
Subject opener.
Subject, yeah, which is the number one. That we got three capitals. You can find that by yourself. And by the way, inside a quote, that first word, that's going to be for the F and five. That should be capital. And then your is also capital because starting a new sentence. Period here. Homophone was your, we fixed that. Apostrophe was in you'd, we fixed that, and we fixed the number. By the way, when you guys go to write this, make sure that period goes on the inside of the quotation marks. That's how it goes, okay? Awesome. Good job, you guys. All right, you guys finished up the moving box. This was a couple weeks ago. Last week, you did a practice test about animals and where they live. And William got to finish his test. He told me, did you finish yours, Camila, or you still have more to do? Oh, you're done. Yay. Good job. So now we can move on. So we're going to just get back into the regular stuff for our class. And the week before we practiced for the test, you guys were writing about the moving box. And we finished that up. Do either one of you want to share what you wrote about the moving box? You can if you want. You don't have to. William said no. You want to share yours, Camila?
I wasn't able to finish it.
Okay, that's okay. We could just move on. I know it's been busy, especially with the testing, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's go on to the next lesson then. If you're finished with the moving box, or if your mom is okay with you not finishing that one because of testing, you can put it away in your finished composition stuff, wherever you keep your finished stuff. And then I need you to get out week 19. It's a lot of pages. Okay, I'm just gonna forewarn you. It's gonna be in the source text tab. Week 19, it has about 7 pages in here. Let me double check. One, two, it's a lot. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 9 pages. It's probably the biggest one. It's a lot to read, but that's okay. And you're going to need a white piece of paper from the back. Hopefully you guys still have some of those. If you don't, you can use just a regular printer paper. That's okay too. If you don't have any more big white pages left. So all of week 19.
I think I still have white papers left from last week.
Oh, good. That's good. So you can at least use those up. We're going to be needing them in class, so that'll be good. So let's get the white paper set up first. Let me get mine out. Okay. So first thing to fold up your big white page is to do the taco fold first. You guys remember that this way? I like to try to line up the corners best you can. It's kind of straight. Okay. And then from here, you're going to fold it in thirds. Yep, you got it, Camila. Over the halfway mark, and then the other side over. And then go ahead and open it up. I think William might be getting his papers. Okay. You guys are going to work on 2 paragraphs this week. So we're going to get this ready for both paragraphs. So this, you're still summarizing multiple references here. And it's called formal essays. You're going to write a formal essay about poisonous animals this time. So hold on just a second. Let me check something. You guys have been using these, right? I think so. You've been using these big white pages, right? Or is this the first time? Oh no, you've been using them. It's like when you did the gardening paper. It's going to be like that. So you're going to do 2 paragraphs this week. So you're going to put A at the top left here, and then B, and then C here. And then we're going to focus on Roman numeral 1 first, and you're going to do 1 through 5, and then 4 and 5 are going to have parentheses around them like that, okay? And then same for B. 4 and 5 have parentheses around it. Same for C. These are all going to be Roman numeral 1 on this side. And then your fused outline here. And this one's going to be Roman numeral 1, and it'll be 1 through 6. And no parentheses around this one. We'll put clincher here. And what I'm going to do is review the steps in writing a formal essay like this. It's very similar to when you summarize multiple references. This type of an essay that we're going to work on this week is informative. It's a lot like the essay you wrote for animals and where they live. We bypassed this part where you did all the fused outlines and everything. So because of the test. But this is how you're going to set it up. On this side, underneath C, I want you to put possible topics. And then under A, in this other blank page or blank square, I'm going to have you take some notes here. I'm just going to have you put steps in writing a formal essay. Steps in writing a formal essay. This essay is considered informative. And that one's pretty easy because basically you're writing information. When you hear the word informative, you think of information. These are the easiest essays to write, in my opinion. But the first step, just put a number 1 here. The first step is knowing what your subject is. You have to know what your subject is in order to know how you're going to do the next steps. So you have to know your subject. And it's interesting, your subject this week is poisonous animals and should we eat them? It's very odd, but some poisonous animals are safe to eat and some are not. And we're going to find out which ones we should eat and which ones we shouldn't eat, basically. So hopefully nobody's vegan in here or vegetarian, because we are going to talk about meat, eating animals, okay? Like, I'm sure you guys know when we have hamburgers, we're actually eating cow meat, and chicken comes from a chicken and things like that. So anyway, we're going to talk about poisonous animals and should we eat these animals? Okay, so number 2, after you know what your subject is, you have to find out your possible topics. Possible topics. And that's when we read the articles and find out what each paragraph is mostly about. And then we take notes on the articles about, in the side, in the margin, what is this paragraph mostly about? These are possible topics. That's how you find them. Okay. And then after you make your list of all the possible topics, you have to choose one, right? That's the next step. Choose a topic. And then do either of you remember after you choose a topic, what do we do next? Let's say we made a whole list of all the topics. What do we do next after we choose one? Okay, I'm going to start with this one. What's the next step? You guys remember? The next step is your KWO plus fused. It's that part. Once you choose a topic, then you start looking for your details and you start making notes with your keywords under each A, B, and C. And then after you fill in A, B, and C, then you do your fused outline. You take a little bit from each and make your fused. And once your fused is finished, what's the next step? You guys remember what happens after that? After you're done with your fused outline? Camila?
You write your first paragraph.
Yes, very good. Write the paragraph. That's right. Using your fused outline, then you write your paragraph. And then you repeat. Choose the second topic. Write your keyword outline in your fused. Write the second paragraph. Then you go back and repeat. Choose the third topic. Write your KWO and your fused. Write the third paragraph. So let's pretend you have all 3 paragraphs done. Then what? This is for a formal essay. So what part do we write after all 3 body paragraphs are done? What do we write next? William?
Introduction and conclusion.
Yes, you're right. But we do the conclusion first. So I'm going to put conclusion because it seems backwards, but the very, very last thing you're going to write is your introduction. Because that's the hardest paragraph to write. And after you write the whole thing, it's so much easier to figure out, okay, this is how I want to start this essay. So that's how they recommend you doing it. And another way to say it is to write an essay from the inside out. You're writing the inside paragraphs first. Those are the body paragraphs. And then you write the outside paragraphs. And it's the conclusion and then the introduction. So these are the steps. You have to know what your subject is, read the material, find the possible topics, choose a topic, write your keyword outline and your fused, write the paragraph. Choose a second topic, write the keyword outline and the fused, write the paragraph. Choose a third topic. This part right here is kind of back and forth in the middle. And then after you got your 3 body paragraphs, write the conclusion and then the introduction, and then you have your formal essay. Those are the steps. Let's flip this page over and just get Roman numeral 2 ready. Same thing for A and B and C. And you're going to put Roman numeral 2. Same thing. Let's just get it all set up so we're ready to go. This is Roman numeral 2. Because this week you guys are going to work on 2 paragraphs. You're fused. Roman numeral 2, 1 through 6. And then clincher. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you got that side done. Perfect. Okay, good. Go back to the front and we're gonna read the articles next, and then we're gonna start working on this part right here where we're gonna list the possible topics because we know our subject now. Now the second step is coming up with this. So let's get to the first article. There's a lot, so we're gonna take our time with this here. This is the first article. It's on page 161. It's called Risky Food. And since it's a lot to read through, I have discovered a lot of times you can decide what the paragraph is mostly about by just reading the very first sentence. Sometimes you might have to read a little bit more, but they made it really easy for you guys on this practice where the first sentence is going to tell you what the paragraph is mostly about. So let's look at the very first sentence here. It says, pufferfish look cute, but they can be deadly if you eat them. So already right out of the first sentence of the first paragraph of the first article, we already can see what our topic is. This is going to be about pufferfish. So instead of writing it in the column, let's just circle it. Circle pufferfish. William?
Pufferfish can be eaten, but they have to be cut right.
Say it a little louder.
Pufferfish can be eaten, but they have to be cut right.
Oh, okay. So you know a little bit about pufferfish. They have to be cut right. Have you ever had a pufferfish before? No? You just heard about that? That's interesting. Has to be cut right. Well, I would think the little spikes on there, you don't want to eat that. That might hurt your mouth. I forgot to have you guys put a A here at the top. Let's label it A so it's easy to match our outlines. And then, by the way, the pufferfish, you know what those are, right, Camila? Yeah, they have Mrs. Puff is on SpongeBob. We know about her, huh? Isn't she like the boat driving school instructor, Mrs. Puff? Do you guys watch SpongeBob or no? Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, down here at the second paragraph, I'm gonna have Camila just read that first sentence and then we'll decide what animal that paragraph's gonna be about.
Polar bears prowl the Arctic and can weigh up to 800 kilograms.
Mm-hmm.
Kilograms.
And then it tells a little bit more in parentheses. You could read that part.
Approximately 1,800 pounds.
That's crazy, isn't it? 1,800 pounds. That's 1,800 pounds. That's hard to imagine. Polar bears are huge. And this is talking about animals that people eat. I don't think I'd want to eat a polar bear. Sometimes I have a hard time. They're so cute. I wouldn't want to eat them. Anyway, we're talking about polar bears. So let's go ahead and circle polar bears here. And before we turn the page, let's write down those two topics we have so far on our list. So you need to have your list handy too. We're going to write pufferfish and put an A next to it because this is in Article A. And then we're going to put polar bears and an A for that. Okay, so now this is how we're going to keep track of our notes here. Then when you turn to the back of that page, there's one more paragraph. Actually, there's a little bit more on the back, a bunch more actually. So William, go ahead and read the first sentence of this paragraph here on the back.
Barracuda are menacing fish that grow up to 6 feet long and can attack without warning.
Good. Okay, so what animal are we going to talk about in that paragraph?
Barracuda.
The barracuda. Another type of fish.
Mommy, she's already awake.
And then there's one more paragraph down here that starts at the very, very, very bottom. So Camila, go ahead and read this sentence, the first sentence, and then tell us what you think it's going to be about.
Quail is a common bird that people have eaten from ancient times until today. Quail.
Yep, quail. It's kind of nice. They set it up for you guys. So it's super easy to tell what the topics are going to be. So let's put barracuda, A, and quail, A. And then that paragraph that you just started goes on to page 163, but there's no other paragraphs after that. So that's the last animal they talk about in Article A. So now let's move on to Article B, which begins on page 165. And let's call this one B. It's called Poisonous Animals. Put a B with a box on it so we can label that to match our outline. And then go ahead, William, read that first sentence there.
Fur-winged geese are large African birds that absorb poisons from blister beetles.
Blister beetles. Weird, huh? So the animal is spur-winged geese. Circle that. And then Camila, next paragraph.
Hawksbill sea turtles are beautiful but toxic creatures.
Okay, so
Hawks,
yep.
Hawksbill sea turtles.
Hawksbill sea turtles. Circle that. It's important to circle it so we know where to find it. And then let's add those two to our list here. These are new, so we got to keep going here. Spur winged geese, and that's going to be B. And hawksbill sea turtles. I wonder what those look like. That's also a B. Okay, keep going. We're going to go to the back of that page, which is page 166. William, read the first sentence of the next paragraph.
Barracuda is a fearsome fish.
Okay, so that one's going to be about what?
Barracuda.
Again, barracuda. So circle barracuda. And then Camila, next paragraph down here. Oops, you're muted.
The pufferfish is the second most poisonous vertebrate after the golden dart frog.
Good. Vertebrate, I think is how you pronounce that one. So yes, pufferfish is going to be that one. All right. So let's just put a B by barracuda and a B by pufferfish. So we can keep track of what articles those are in. And then that's it for B. Last article is C. It's called Don't Eat That. Just in case you were wondering, don't eat it. And then go ahead, William, with the first sentence of that paragraph. That paragraph.
Some people eat geese on holidays, but one kind of goose that can be a problem, the spur-winged goose.
Yep, good. And I like how you kept going until we saw which one they're talking about. The spur-winged goose. Good. Next paragraph, first sentence. Camila.
Another animal to avoid eating is the barracuda.
Good. Barracuda. So we've got C now. Put that by spur-winged geese and then by barracuda. Okay. On the back to William. Next paragraph.
Poison? Polar bears. Polar bears' livers are full of vitamin A.
Okay, good. Obviously, that one's about polar bears. And the last one, Camila.
One of the most toxic animals on Earth is the golden poison frog.
Okay, good. Golden poison frog. This is a new one. And then it goes on to 169, but that's the last paragraph. So we've got polar bear has a C. And then we got one extra one called the golden poison frog, and that one's in C. Okay, you guys see how we organized that? It's really important for you to learn when you have a research paper like this, you have lots of different articles and lots of different animals they talk about. Making a list like this is super important. It's going to really help you stay organized in your thoughts and in your outlines. So now we've got a giant list here of all the different animals, poisonous animals, and the article that we found them in. So the next step, now that we have our possible topics, is to choose a topic. So we're going to go on to step 3, choose one to start with. Now you're going to notice some of them, well, actually only one, the barracuda, was in all 3 articles. The others, some of them had it in 2 articles, and some of these animals were only in 1 article. So the thing to remember is to try to fill up A, B, and C as much as you can. So you have some choices here. You can combine some of them. If you choose barracuda, obviously that one's got all 3, so you would just focus on that animal. Let's say you're interested in learning more about the quail, you want to write about the quail, but it's only in A. So you can either do quail and combine it with the puffer fish. Well, that one's actually, no, the polar bears. That would make more sense. No, actually, that one's in A too. So you would combine it with something else like the spur-winged geese. That's a good example. So you could combine quail with the spur-winged geese because you've got A, B, and C. You see how that goes? Or you can combine quail and hawksbird sea turtles and this golden poison frog, because you've got A, B, and C here. So what you would do in that case is A would be all about the quail. B would be all about the sea turtles. and C would be all about the poison frogs. And then when you combine them here, you're going to take a little bit from each animal, like 2 from each. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. So you can combine some of these. Notice how, let's see, the polar bears are in A and C, but you don't have anything in B. So then you can choose the sea turtles and the polar bears to make A, B, and C. Because when you write a research paper, it's important to take information from each article. All right, so now look at this list. You guys get to decide what topic you want to pick first for your first paragraph. And go ahead and William, you can type it in the chat, which ones you're picking. And then Camila, you can just tell me which ones you want to pick for your first paragraph.
Barracuda.
Okay, that's the easiest one because it's in all 3. Yeah. So for your Roman numeral 1 here, you can put, just put Barracuda here. And for these top outlines, you don't have to have 3 words next to Roman numeral 1, but here you do for your fused. So for your fused, you would put poisonous. This is poisonous to consume. And then you would put the animal that you picked here. Okay. The pattern for your fused outline is really your subject first and then your topic and an extra word if you need to. But here we would put poisonous. It's poisonous to consume a barracuda. And then you're going to put your details underneath that. So William, did you pick yours yet? You're still working on it? Okay. Now you guys are going to write 2 paragraphs. So I do want you to pick 2 separate topics. So pick what you're going to write about in Roman numeral 1 first, and then you're going to choose one for Roman numeral 2. Okay, let me see what you got here. Pufferfish and golden poison frog. Yep, that works because you have A, B, and C. So you can initial these if you need to, William. You can call pufferfish PF. Golden poison frog can be GPF. In your outline, you know what I mean by that, William? Okay. So put your topic here. You would have both PF and GPF up here. And then for the fused outline, you're going to use these words, poisonous, consume, and then put PF, GPF. So you guys should both have something next to all the Roman numeral 1s. Once you have something next to all the Roman numeral 1s on this side, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. I see that. So while William's writing next to the Roman numeral 1s, oh, is that your second topic is Barracuda for your second paragraph? Okay, cool. So on the back, put Barracuda. And for you, Camila, what do you want to pick for your second paragraph?
Polar bears and golden poison frog.
Polar bears and golden poison frog. Okay, that would work, except for they're both in C. So you might need to add something that's in B too. So you might be able to do polar bears, poison golden frog, or golden poison frog, and then another one that has it in B. Does that make sense? So you can write about 3 different animals in that second paragraph. What's one of the B's that you would be interested in?
Hawksbill sea turtles.
Okay, cool. So you can write about those 3 in the second paragraph. That'll work. So when you notice how golden poison frog is in C and the polar bears is in C, so you probably wouldn't even need the information from C on polar bears. Take it for A, and then for B, do the sea turtles And then for C, do the golden poison frog. Does that make sense, Camila? Because you want to have something in A, B, and C. You can mix them up. That's okay. Just make sure when you guys work on your fused outline, you group together the same animal facts. Okay, don't mix them up. Like, don't jump around with those facts. So you put two together for like the pufferfish, and put two together for the golden poison frog, and then put two together for your other animal. Does that make sense, Camila? Kind of, I hope. Okay. So it's a little bit different because you're finding information. Now, when you go to do your homework this week, by the way, hopefully you wrote on the back what your topic is on the back. I know Camila has 3 animals, so you'll have to list those. You can abbreviate them. And then here on the fused, you want to have 3. You want to have what your subject is, which is something about poisonous. Maybe instead of consume on this one, you can put digest. And then whatever your animals are, you can list the abbreviations for this is on Roman numeral 2. So just a quick reminder, you guys, I know it's a lot, but you guys are faster at this now, so I don't think it'll take you too long, but you're going to use your outlines here to get ready to write your paragraphs. You have to get all the information first. So make sure you only go to those paragraphs that you circled the name of that animal. You don't have to read every paragraph on every article. Go to the ones that have your animal in them. Like both of you wanted to do barracuda for one of your paragraphs. So you would just go to that paragraph about the barracuda, and then you have to read it from there. Read the paragraph. And then that's when you're going to start taking notes on your outlines up here, A, B, and C, that coordinate with that article. Okay, so you're on step 4. So your homework is going to be step 4 and 5 for both Roman numerals 1 and 2. Keyword outline fused, write paragraph. Keyword outline fused, write paragraph. So we're going to do the conclusion and the introduction next week, so you don't have to worry about that part. You're only going to write the 2 paragraphs. Actually, we're going to write a 3rd paragraph next week, so don't worry about that though. Just write paragraphs 1 and 2. All right, we have a couple minutes left. So let me just ask you, Camila, or do you have a question or no? Okay. What did you write for your Roman numeral 1 here for A, B, and C? Did you put barracuda?
Barracuda.
Barracuda. And then did you put poisonous consume barracuda here? Okay, good. And then what do you have for Roman numeral 2? How did you set that one up?
Polar bears. For A I put polar bears. For B I put hawksbill sea turtle. For C I put golden poison frog.
Okay, good. And you can mix C. You can put a little bit more about polar bears there if you want to, or just keep it about the golden poison frog. It's up to you, because C might have something interesting about the polar bears, so you might want to check that paragraph too. And then what did you put here? Did you copy what I had? Poisonous digest, and then you listed your animals here, like abbreviated. This is for Roman numeral 2. So here you could put like poisonous, digest, and then you could put like PB for polar bear and initial, just do abbreviations for those. And then William, how about you on Roman numeral 1? What did you put for your topics here under A?
Poisonous, GPF, and PF.
Okay, you just initialed them. That's good. And then for B, what initials did you put?
Same thing as A.
Okay. And then for C, did you put GPF? Okay. And then did you write down this poisonous consume and then the initials? Okay, good. And then how about for Roman numeral 2, you decided on barracuda, right? So you got barracuda, barracuda, barracuda. Did you put poisonous digest barracuda? Or did you put something else here? Okay. You have the same, that's fine. Or whatever words you put here, but then you need the word barracuda. I think you guys are ready. You got it all set up. So you're going to read those paragraphs, fill this in, and then write your 2 paragraphs. Oh, really quick. Let's look at the checklist. Some of you, not too bad, but just don't forget that you can't use those banned words. They're getting harder. This is tempting to use those. Watch out for those banned words. And make sure you don't use big. That's a new banned word that we have here on our checklist, but good and bad, eat, ate, watch out for those because you're talking about people eating these animals. So you want to make sure you don't include that. Everything else is pretty much the same. Remember, VSS is the very short sentence. So you want to make sure to include all your dress ups. And now you have 3 different openers in each paragraph. This week, you're focusing on the body. Don't worry about checking boxes for the intro and the conclusion yet. That's later. You're only doing the first 2 body paragraphs. So you're actually going to work on Roman numeral 2 and 3, even though we labeled it wrong in the, I did that. That was my fault. I put Roman numeral 1 and 2, but really technically it's 2 and 3 because Roman numeral 1 is your introduction. So, guys have any questions before you go? Nope. Good job today. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye, you guys. Bye, Camila.